This is a recording for learning about how to do discussion questions. You can go to this discussion choice on this bar, or you can go into the to-do list, and it will always have a link to the discussion that's due for that week. We'll go here, and discussion week 1, you will click on this. And your objective is to answer the problem initially. I have a little example here. But to answer, your initial answer, you click Start the Thread. You enter the title, so Discussion Week 1, for example. I'm actually at Union Station. Anyway, you need to use the equation tool, and that's sort of part of the point of this exercise. This little squiggly here, when you click on it, and you have these choices here. These are tabs. We won't be using all of these, obviously. We'll mostly be here. This is fraction. This is square root. That's for an exponent. Here's some symbols here that's adding and multiplying. There's pi over here, greater than and less than, and then greater than equal to signs. Okay, so let's make a fraction. Let's do 4 over 2. And I clicked on the mouse, that's how that cursor jumped there. And I'm going to I can use the plus sign on the keyboard, or I can use the plus sign here. I'm hitting the space bar, and let's put in a square root so you see how that works. Let's do the square root of 25. And now I'm going to hit the space bar. And if you notice, that keeps going along with it. So we're going to, backspacing, I'm going to click on the mouse, and that gives me a larger cursor. Now when I hit the space bar, I'm away from that square root. So let's put in another plus sign, space. Now I'm going to put in a square. Oops. You have to put the number in first, so let's say 2 superscript square. And how I got out of that is I clicked on the mouse. Now I'm going to hit the space bar. Hit another. Now I'm going to hit equals. And if we were to show the steps to solve this, if I do enter, I'd be on a new line. And I solve 2 over 4, well 2 into 4, which is 2. Space. And then plus, I'm going to solve for the square root, so that's 5. And then plus, and then 2 squared is 4. So then you would, so you can show your math in these kinds of steps. And then in the last step, you can just add 2 plus 5, 7 plus 4 is 11. And then you would insert, and that shows this thing. However, when you post, it shows your steps. So here it was. There was our problem. There's the step. We hit more, and there's the answer. Now, if you want to, so once you finish that, you need to reply to another student, and then you have to keep track and go back and reply to any response that I make. If I make a very light response, you can just make a light response back, thanks, because if you haven't done, if there were no corrections, there's not much of a response that you need to say. If I do corrections, it will be very important that you read them. It's also really helpful if you read other people's corrections, because you can go in and post again and correct any mistakes that you might have made. Anyway, let's look at if you were to go and click on another student to respond to them. You would just simply reply to that thread. And the title stays. When I reply, I write in instructor's response so that you can see where my responses are a little more easily. Anyway, and then you might respond. To another student, you could say, I could follow your math steps clearly. Or the way you presented the problem really helps me understand it better. So make a comment on what might have helped you when you are looking at that student's work. Okay, and so you would, of course, post your answer. And then you go to View Topic to kind of look at all the answers again. There would be in a list. You wouldn't see your response to another student until you clicked on that student that you responded to, and then you would see your responses. Okay, so when you start your thread, it's here. You're starting a new thread. You'll see your answer, and then you'll see other students posted in a long list below. Respond to one of the other students. And remember to respond to me. That's very important. How the grading works is, if you respond to the problem writing your answer, that's a C. If you respond to me and you wrote out your answer, that's a B. If you wrote out an answer, responded to me, and responded to another student, that's an A. So do all those things, and that's an easy A. I don't grade according to how accurate your answers are. I grade according to your participation and your effort. So, and one more thing, these discussion questions have video links in them. Like right here, watch this video link, and you would click on there, and it takes you right to a video that will help you with that discussion specifically. And of course, you always put open in a new window, and that's where you would get to the video. Okay, so going back to the discussion, and you hit discussion list to see all the discussion questions. That's the basics of how to do discussions for this course. And they're pretty important because the practice problems are very relevant to what's on the test. Okay, so good luck.